It's an honor to work with you.
What is up, you guys? This is All Day Any Day 1 on the PS4, and I'm going to be giving you a video for Captain America's build breakdown. So let's go ahead and get started with his traits. So for his left box, Patriotic Soldier, base damage, he gets a 30% increase in base damage for his cooldown powers. His two main attributes are Strength and Fighting. He gets Super Soldier Serum in the middle box. His secondary resource is Serum. Deflecting attacks and striking enemies with certain powers generate serum. Cooldown powers consume 1 serum to reduce that power's cooldown by 4 seconds. Vibranium Shield on the right box is his defensive traits. Projectile Reflect Chance, he gets a 20% chance to reflect projectiles. He gets 20% in his defense and deflect rating multiplier. His defense and deflect rating are increased by 600 by its base, and then he also gains melee combatant, which gives him a damage reduction of 8%. And now onto his abilities. So I put Heroic Strike on X, Heroic Charge on L2 Circle because that's his dash ability, Meteor Kick on Square, Patriotic Taunt on L2 Triangle, Airborne Assault on triangle, torqued shield throw on circle, indestructible shield on L2 square, and a signature Star Spangled Strike on L2X. So for his talents, I put defensive stance, shield strike damage bonus effect is increased by 60%. When you use a cooldown power, deflect chance is increased by 5%, 4-second duration. Vibranium Feedback is his next talent. Generate 1 serum when you block a melee attack. Indestructible Shield gains the following effects: duration plus 2 seconds, and projectile reflect chance is increased by 90%. So you can either use this, and the other one that I enjoyed using was Impenetrable. Yeah, it's just called Impenetrable. And Indestructible Shield gains the following effects: deflect chance increased by 100%, automatically activates if you fall below 30% health, so 22.5 second cooldown. The next one is Coordinated Strikes. Torqued Shield Throw deals 50% more damage if used within 4 seconds of activating Meteor Strike, Star Spangled Strike, or Airborne Assault. So you have all 3 of those abilities. So there should be no reason why you shouldn't be able to deal that extra 50%. Just make sure you use Meteor Strike, Star Spangled Strike, or Airborne Assault before you use Torqued Shield Throw. Next one is Stabilized Serum. So serum is removed. Cooldown power damage is increased by 10%. Cooldown reduction is 25%. Vigilance, apply guarded to allies when you are in combat. Buff effect, guarded base health is increased by 10%. Health gained 1% max health per second. Patriotic Taunt gains the following effects: apply rapid healing to yourself and all nearby allies. Buff effects for rapid healing. Health gain 20% of max health per second, and it's a 3-second duration. And then his synergies, I went with Ant-Man, Blade, Daredevil, Hawkeye, Hulk, Kitty Pryde, Luke Cage, Nightcrawler, Squirrel Girl, and War Machine. So infinity points, I put 22 points into Gravity Well, and then I put the rest of my points into Strength, because Strength also gives you deflect, increasing your deflect rating. So that's why I also put my points into Strength. Yeah, so Strength was what I put my points into. And then if you don't have 25 points to put into main attributes, then you can either go with Strike Through, Mental Focus, maybe not Deep Thought, because you're not gonna have too much of a problem with you're not gonna have a problem with your resources. Micro Warps, Gravity Well, even Spatial Substitution for the deflect chance, and maybe even Temporal Loophole, just so he can have a higher attack speed. So for his gear, I have
Time to get back to the mission,
my
I think.
shield with health on hit and melee defense. So I don't really have much gear that actually That's actually really good. Maybe the ring is pretty good, +4 strength and melee powers. But if you're looking for a really good ring, a good ring to get is one that has +4 to both of your main attributes. So +4 strength and +4 fighting. I believe it's fighting. I always forget. Yeah, +4 strength and +4 fighting would be the most ideal ring to get. I'm using 2 random artifacts I picked up and a circlet of Sidorak because um, that was the only artifact I had in my storage. So I put that on. I think the most ideal ones to get obviously are going to be the ones that give you strength and fighting. So something like even Gem of Curse and Crossbones Teaching Credentials, um, Cargo's Rewrites, the what's it called? I completely forgot what it's called. Not Hand of Doom. Is it Hand of? No, not Hand of Doom. Apocalypse Fist, Fist of Apocalypse. So those are really good ones to have for Captain America. And then I went with Relic of Atlantis, so that way I get more deflect rating because there's a couple abilities that let you deal more damage with higher deflect. Plus, it's nice to have higher defensive attributes, so that's why I put that on. Either deflect or, I mean, Atlantis or Subterranean. Those two are the best ones to go for Captain America. And then my catalyst, I don't really have a great catalyst or a good one at all. The only good thing it gave me was when you use your medkit, heal for an additional 5,000 health, and the increase 15-18 health increase. But other than that, this was a really bad, not a great catalyst at all. My medallion, I used Gorgon's medallion. There are better ones. I would probably say Doom's medallion is better. I just went with Gorgon's just because, I mean, it's nice to make your enemies stoned or turned into stone, and then they're vulnerable for 5 seconds, which means they take more damage, take 10% more damage for that 5 seconds. But yeah, I would definitely use a different medallion that either increases melee damage or the Doom medallion that increases all your attributes by 1 when you use a signature. And then my legendary item, I went with Shield of Perseus. Obviously, I don't have any ranks into it, so that didn't help out too much. My stats, I'm at 64.6k average effective health, 56% damage reduction, 197 crit hit, 3% attack speed, 2919 crit damage, 465 brutal strike, 2326 brutal damage, and 124% base damage. So obviously my damage was just not there at all, but I was still able to complete trials with this specific build and these stats. So yeah. Now I'm just gonna show you what his abilities look like. So this is X, and then here is square, and then I'm gonna show you the combo. Well, here's triangle, air assault, nice AoE, and then circle, torque assault, nice AoE damage. And remember, when you use torque assault or torque shield, whatever it's called, 4 seconds, within 4 seconds of using either air assault, star spangled, and kick, any of those 3 abilities, then you'll deal 50% more damage. Now for the star spangled signature, AoE, and then it also stuns your enemies as well. And then your shield,
I've got your back. Let's go.
you'll notice when the shield is on, this is what it looks like. It's red, white, and blue. And then you have your taunt, which also heals you, rapid heal.
Don't feel bad when I beat you.
And then that's it. So the way I go about with my my rotations, I use air assault first, and then go into circle, and then I normally just basically use everything I can that has a cooldown, because you do have 3 abilities, technically 2. You have your signature too, but your signature has a long cooldown. But you have basically 2 other abilities that will give you a damage buff for your torque shields. And as long as you're dealing damage and then keeping your taunt up, then you shouldn't really have too much of a problem of survivability, because Captain America has a pretty high survivability. So that's basically it for Captain America. If you have any questions or concerns or any suggestions, let me know down in the comment section. If you have any really good artifacts to suggest, let me know as well. And not relics, medallions as well. Then let me know as well down in the comment section. Um, and yeah, that's basically it for Captain America. Oh, also, if you have any questions, you can always let me know on Twitter at alldayanyday1, and then let me know if you have any other video ideas that you would like me to do as well. And yeah, that's basically it. This is All Day Any Day One on a PS4. Have a good day, good night, and peace.